pop to. And with a single click of a button, I can turn them into a real 3D object. And you can see I can move them around. I can change the depth. I can change the scaling. And of course, I have full control over textures and lighting, and all without knowing 3D. And when it's time to take our design to the web, that of course means Dreamweaver. And that's the fourth thing that I want to talk to you about. The way that Dreamweaver CS5 is embracing the change happening on the web today. In fact, I have a page open right now here within Dreamweaver, and it doesn't look too exciting because this page is actually built by a content management system. There are many more pages that are needed in order to bring this all together as we would see it in the browser. But Dreamweaver knows this, and I can simply click my Discover button and have Dreamweaver go follow all of those dynamic links and show me all of the pages that are going to be needed to show me this actual page in the browser. And I can see that too, right here in Dreamweaver CS5 with our new enhanced live view. When I click the live view button, this tells Dreamweaver to bounce all those pages off of the server and bring them back, displaying exactly the way that they're going to look inside of the browser. That means I can actually click on a link using our new follow links command and actually see the different state in which this page actually is going to appear. And when I'm happy with this, of course, the big challenge for everybody is knowing if the page looks right in my targeted browsers. And that brings me to number 5, Browser Lab. Browser Lab is a part of CS Live, our new online services, and Dreamweaver CS5 integrates directly with that. I can go to my Browser Lab panel, click my preview button, and that's going to take me directly over to Browser Lab. Now you can see that I'm currently looking at it in Safari on a Mac. Let's check it out in some other browsers. For example, in Chrome on the Windows platform. Okay, or perhaps in Internet Explorer 8. Oh, looking good. And I can even compare these two side by side. So I can put them up and see exactly the differences between the pages. And if I really want to drill down, I can use our new onion skin view that allows me to lay them on top of each other so I can see those subtle differences between the way that the browsers are rendering this page. And finally, with our new Omniture integration, web designers can begin to test and analyze the effectiveness of their online content. So as you can see, we've only begun to scratch the surface with all the great new features in CS5 Web Premium. To learn more, I'd encourage you to go to adobe.com or visit me on Adobe TV.
As a photographer, you're working hard to manage your assets while struggling to stay abreast of the new camera and software technologies. Well, with CS5, you're going to get an integrated solution for managing and editing images, industry-leading raw processing and image quality, 64-bit on both the Mac and the PC platforms, and new mind-altering capabilities like Hdr Pro and lens correction that give you increased fidelity and control and the ability to create surreal images. Here's a small sampling of the best new things in Photoshop CS5, which, by the way, is celebrating 20 years of innovation in 2010.
Hi, I'm Julianne Kost. Most photographers I know are using a combination of Photoshop and Lightroom. But because today is all about the launch of CS5, I'm going to focus on just those features in Photoshop. We'll actually begin in Mini Bridge, which is a new panel inside of Photoshop where I can navigate and access my files. In fact, let's start with the sequence of exposures. I'll select it, and then we can quickly hand that off to the new Merge to Hdr Pro. Previous versions have offered support for high dynamic range imaging, but we realized that photographers wanted to make more creative adjustments. While in this version you can still make use of true HDR imaging, you can also use this comprehensive set of controls to convert your images to 16-bit. We can choose to emphasize our edges, we can adjust tones, we can even bring out detail and color. And when we're finished, we can save and share presets. Here we can compare the more natural-looking image to a completely surreal version. But did you notice this overlapping area here on the left-hand side where the trees were moving in between exposures? Now with a single click, I can remove that ghosting, and you can choose which exposure you want Photoshop to pull the content from. Now, I know what you're thinking. You want to use those same powerful set of controls, but you only have a single image. Not to worry, in Photoshop CS5, we have created an adjustment with all of those same controls. In fact, they even share the same presets. Let's take a look at some other examples by selecting this range of images and tapping the space bar to enter full screen mode. As you can see, I've added some small adjustments to some images and some over-the-top enhancements to others. Let's talk about quality. In this release, we have made fundamental improvements in the way that we demosaic and sharpen images so that you can hold more information in the smallest detailed areas of your image. And not only that, we've also improved noise reduction. You can see here that I can remove the color noise of my image while still maintaining the saturation, and I can remove luminance noise while still maintaining detail and contrast. Now, while we allow you to remove noise that you don't want, we also give you the opportunity to add special effects, such as grain, if you wanted to mimic a traditional film effect, or if you were trying to match images to composite them together. We've also made improvements to the post-crop vignetting, including the ability to darken or lighten your image as if dodging or burning in the traditional darkroom. And we all want to save time while we're in Photoshop, right? So in this new release, we can automate lens correction. We're using the image file's EXIF data in order to automatically apply corrections based on the camera and the lens used. Not only do we correct for distortions, we're also correcting chromatic aberration as well as vignetting. And we'll be providing an online location so that you can share lens profiles if you're using a less common lens and camera combination. Now, the feature that completely blew me away this release is the content-aware fill. You can simply make a selection around the object that you want to remove and then intelligently fill it to remove it. It's amazing. I don't know what's going on under the hood, but this is going to save me time. But wait, there's more. Photoshop CS5 also has new natural media bristle tips so that you can make paintings from your photographs or you can paint from scratch. We can control bristle qualities such as the shape, the length, the density, and the stiffness of the brush. And for the first time ever, we can realistically blend color using the new Mixer Brush tool. We have control over the wetness of the base layer, the amount of paint loaded into the brush, and the mix of the paint. We can even define multiple colors on a single tip. And using a tablet and pen, we can control the brush's opacity, the pressure, the tip, even the barrel rotation. And I'm going to sneak in one more feature. We have added Puppet Warp, which will allow me to simply drop pins on my images and then make natural distortions. And it doesn't end with what I've shown you today, but I'm out of time, so I hope you'll take advantage of the additional resources on Adobe.com and Adobe TV.
Along with CS5, we're delivering a new version of the Flash Player, version 10.1. Flash Player allows the content you develop to reach customers wherever they are with the fidelity you need to express your brand. Let's take a look at Flash Player 10.1. Hello, my name is Danny Winokur, and I lead the Flash Platform business development team at Adobe. Today, the Flash Platform powers 85 of the top 100 websites, over 75% of all video, and some 70% of all casual games on the web. And of course, most of this content is created using the Adobe Creative Suite. But here's what's really exciting. Flash Player 10.1, our next generation web runtime, enables consumers to enjoy a complete web experience on a wider range of devices than ever before. Not only desktops and laptops, but also netbooks, smartbooks, tablets, and smartphones. This means that content creators like you can now reach any type of device without having to rewrite your content. There's already a wealth of Flash content on the desktop web, including the popular homepage of the New York Times, which features a video segment down below that allows you to play video in Flash. And now with the new Flash Player 10.1,